Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti. Illusion means seeing something what is not there and not seeing what is there. This is called illusion. You do not see what is there. What is there is rope. When you do not see, it is not illusion yet. It is to have the other aspect also. You should also see something what is not there. What is not there? Snake is not there. And you see the snake. So when these two things happen, that is where illusion is complete. That's why you say illusion has two sides to it. One is avarana, another one is vikshepa. Avarana is concealing, vikshepa is superimposing. So when these two things happen, there is illusion. And what is so interesting about this illusion is, we are not so much worried about rope and snake. At the same time, we discuss a lot about rope and snake only. Keep on repeating the same thing. Rope, snake, rope, snake, rope, snake. It's easy to understand. There's no point in going on saying, illusion, illusion, illusion. The purpose of us to understand illusion and the purpose of someone telling us you are caught up in illusion is to help you to get out of that illusion. See, we are not seeing illusion. Remember, in the original case, in the example, the boy is not seeing illusion. The boy says, I am seeing snake. That's all. There is snake. He's not saying, is the snake real or not, is not his issue. His issue is not that. His issue is there is a snake. That snake is poisonous. Because of that, I'm getting fear. So kill that snake. Now you are not going to say, okay, and now I'm going to poison that snake. I'm going to kill that snake. I'm going to catch that snake is not what you say. What you will be telling him is, hey, there is only rope, man. There is no snake. This is exactly what the problem is here. That there is no communication possibility between the one who is caught up in the illusion and the one who has transcended the illusion. One is fully lost in it. Another one is fully awakened. How can there be a communication between the two? What is interesting is the communication is happening here. From where we are getting the scope for the communication? Only then the next step comes. After that, only the next step of getting out over illusion. You getting out of illusion has two steps and all that. But before that, what you need to pay attention is this. There is a scope. In our case, if you see, we are completely lost in the world, completely caught up in the samsara. There is no chance of us seeing Brahman, God, whatever words you use, divinity, another word. Atman, self, pure consciousness. You can use very many words. But we have no access to any one of that. We are having only access to the world. And that no way rope is going to enter into the snake and show itself. Don't think avatar and all will happen. Rope will not take an avatar and come into the snake. Not possible. Right? Nor rope is going to come out and assert itself. No man, I am there. How can you not see me? No, rope is not going to do that also. Same way, Brahman is not going to come here and say, how can you not see me? I am there. He will not. Or she will not. Or it will not. Because we don't know what it is. We can't say it is masculine. We can't say it is feminine. Nor we can say it is neuter. Because it is beyond gender and all that. So any discussion that we are going to have, there has to be a silver line. No. The entire discussion, the silver line is what is the crux of the whole thing. Rest are all details only. What is the intrinsic illusion? What is extrinsic illusion? The properties of snake projected on properties of rope, this, that. All that is all secondary. Primarily, what we need to ask is, sir, how can there be a communication possibility? How can these two people talk to each other? Where is the scope? And that scope should be existing where? In the illusion. The illusion itself should carry that scope. See that? It's like you are locked up and the key should have been given to you so that you can escape. There may be about 5,000 doors in the room. And which door the key will suit, fit in, and you can escape. And all is a different thing. But there has to be a key, no? Without a key given to you, how can you escape? There is no way there is a possibility for us to escape. Where is the escape route? From here only you should start studying, actually. So all the class that we had discussed earlier are waste. Go back to those classes. First listen to this class and then go to the other classes. The catch is this. Where is the scope? Because everything is illusion. If everything is part of this illusory world, where is the scope? What is it in us that gives us a scope for us to transcend that illusion, help us to have a possibility of a communication between the transcended person and us, transcended being and non-transcended being, meaning one who is caught up in illusion and the one who is free from illusion. Go back to the same example. You are free from the illusion of snake. The boy is caught up in the illusion of snake. Where is the scope for that boy? The scope is in that illusion itself. Don't say, sir, boy is different, I am different. No, sir. I can carry that fellow, drag him, make him see all that. All that you can do. Still, where is the silver line that is given to us? Is the boy has the ability to see, isn't it? If he is totally blind, he wouldn't have seen either the rope or the snake. Both are not possible. Right? If he has perfect eyesight, if his perception is complete, perfect, then also there is no snake. There's no illusion. The illusory snake is not there. Follow me. If he's totally blind also, there is no illusory snake. Why? For him, rope itself is not there. There is neither rope nor snake for that in that case. The other case where there is a perfection, completion to the perception, there also there is no problem. Why? There is no illusory snake, there is only rope. But here is the case where the boy has the ability to see, but the perception is error. You see, that ability to see is there in that boy, you see. That is the silver line for us. Using that alone, you will be able to guide that boy to transcend the illusory snake. Similarly, we as humans also have one unique capacity, which is not there with other beings. Other beings don't have the capacity, only we have the capacity. Don't say Devas, Gandharvas, because we don't know about them. Right? Vedanta discusses about the known people. Unknown Allah, we don't discuss here. Right? Or human, anyone who is above human. You can treat it like that. So far we are concerned, we can see only humans. Up to humans only we know. Beyond that we don't know. But the Shastras say there are, beings who are beyond us. Like Rishis, Gandharvas, Devas, Yakshas, etc. There are so many of them. We don't know. We don't have an access, but the Veda says, therefore we also take it on good faith. Since they say, we just take it as correct. As far as we are concerned, we don't know about all that. So Vedanta says, even if you don't know them, forget it. We don't care. You don't have to worry about that part. You are a human, right? Yes. The human is endowed with one capacity. Endowed with the capacity in the sense, it is inherent and part and parcel of illusion itself. It is along with this illusory creation, this comes as part of it. It is a total package. First, to put you inside the room and lock the door, obviously that means there has to be a key, right? To put a person in jail and lock him up. Now, lock up means what? He is caught inside and you have locked. When you lock, there has to be a key, no? It is part of the prison. Similarly, the part of this illusion itself is this unique capacity called the buddhi, the subtle intellect. The subtle intellect is being provided along with this illusion. Right? It's part of it. It is part of the package. Using that part of that package only, we have to escape the prison. Using, like that boy, If he is totally blind, he cannot see the snake. If he is fully awake also, there is no problem. So he has eyes, at the same time it is defective. Right? It is erroneous. His perception is defective perception. It is not complete. It is incomplete. So what has helped him to create that illusory snake, which is the defective perception, is that same perceptive capacity we strengthen, enhance to see the rope. In the rope and snake example, it is very complex. Remember the example of the room. If you are locked up in a room, means what? There is a door, there is a lock. You are locked up means there has to be a key. The key is part of the door, part of the lock. Now you cannot have a lock without a key. That's not possible. See, so what has brought you to this illusion is the same you be used to get out of illusion. Right? That is where knowledge comes into picture. That's where all the religions came into picture. All the job of those religions is this. Religions were designed to help us to get over this illusion. Having said that, there are different ways the problems are there. What is the problem? Three things are there. Remember that. In the rope and snake example, what are the three things? You miss the rope, you have projected a snake, and the associated agitations caused by the snake. Isn't it? Fear, etc. The byproduct of the snake. There are three things there. Right? So curing means what? Curing means all these three should be cured. What are the three things? First, they have to remove the byproduct. Fear should go away. All the agitations along with that should go away. Then the illusory snake should disappear and the real rope should appear. 3 steps. Okay. Helping you to get over these 3 steps is what? The 3 disciplines came into picture. Karma yoga, bhakti yoga, gnana yoga. Karma yoga practice will help you to get over the byproduct issues. The associated fear, agitations and disturbances and all that will disappear by the practice of karma yoga. Through bhakti, you get over the vikshepa problem. Now I have told you, vikshepa has 2 meanings. Okay, now we are going to another meaning, superimposition. One meaning of vikshepa is disturbance. Another meaning of vikshepa is superimposition. Okay. So first we handle the first meaning of vikshepa. Now we are handling the second meaning of vikshepa, which is the discipline of bhakti yoga. Through bhakti, using this superimposition through devotional practices, you get over vikshepa. But you are caught up in avarana problem is still there. With what you can get over that avarana is jnana yoga. So karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga. These 3 yogas were given to you to get over this maya illusion. And maya is of actually 3, but we use only two words. The second word has two meanings to it. Right? Avarana, vikshepa. So in vikshepa, there are two meanings. So getting over illusion means you have to get over the preliminary one. When you get over the preliminary one is where you become qualified. Through the practice of karma yoga, you get qualified. And then you get purified through bhakti. Vikshepa completely eradicated. But then the problem is what? That is what is referred to as savikalpa samadhi, which is a partial realization, wherein you have transcended the extrinsic illusion in our example, in our language here. This extrinsic and intrinsic illusion, we will be discussing only in this topic. That's it. Neither before nor after. You see, certain ideas will be, revisited again and again. Some ideas will come in different contexts, in different details we'll study and all that. But this idea of illusions, of two types of illusions, we don't get a chance at all to study. You leave this naka, we don't have any other place to study this. So that's why we read this. That's why we spend little more time to understand it from different ways, so that bring it to what is familiar to our ideas. What is familiar to us is karma, bhakti, gnana is familiar to us. And then he says we are going to get over illusion. And what is the purpose of religion? We have studied that earlier. Purpose of religion is to take us to the self, expose the real nature. That is the purpose of religion. If that is the purpose of religion, which religion is doing that job completely? For that, we have to study all these things. So that's where the whole study comes. So the savikalpa samadhi is a state where you merge or you start seeing the divinity, presence of divinity everywhere. You experience only divinity everywhere. It's a very, very high state of evolution. It's not that you keep saying. No, the problem today is all of us have learned those words. See, to me, God is everywhere. That's why I don't go to temple. There are people who tell me that. God is everywhere. See, everything is God. Bring him rasam in bedpan. Then you will see. They'll ask, no, well, you have rasam, South Indian Brahmins house, they make rasam very well. So you prepare rasam? Yeah, today we had rasam only in our house. Oh, can I have? Yeah, sure. Just the shape of that plastic is sufficient enough for you to get disturbed. Well, there are a lot of people who say, God Allah, there is no problem, sir. God is everywhere except my neighbor. Tell me how to deal with my son. I don't know what to do with that fellow. He's not listening to me. Good that he is not listening to you. Thank God he is not listening to you. If he listens, only problem. He's not listening to me. That is a problem for him. Another person says he is, my boss. Company is the problem. My partner is the problem. The spouse is a problem. Sir, teach me that. That is what I don't know how to deal with. But God I see everywhere. God is everywhere. This is called not illusion. This is called a delusion. There are two different things. You see, delusion is different, illusion is different. This is one step below illusion. One step below illusion is called a delusion. See? Like we say, no, extrinsic illusion. You stand in front of the mirror, you image, and the mirror you see. Correct, sir. I go and stand in front of mirror. I start seeing Rajinikanth there. If I see Rajinikanth in the mirror when I am standing in front of the mirror, what do you call that as? You don't call that as illusion. If you call, you don't understand illusion. That is referred to as hallucination. As an delusion. You are hallucinated. Now, today we have learnt words without knowing the meaning of the word. So that is why we can't understand what he is talking about here. He says savikalpa samadhi is where you see God everywhere. Like when we have studied, this personality chart. Sattvic jnanam. What is sattvic jnanam? Understanding the oneness, oneself everywhere. That is sattvic jnanam. I have understood that. So what is it? You are having 100% sattvic jnanam. Seeing that unity in diversity. Sir, all of us see unity in diversity, sir. Therefore, all of us have got sattvic jnanam. But then as an actor, what are you? Tamasic actor. The sukham that you are experiencing, all, tamasic sukham. But jnanam is sattvic jnanam. How is that possible? The same way here, remember, this savikalpa samadhi is a state where he is experiencing God. See, the best example of the recent time we have is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He's the one who says that. Thank God he said. Since he told, we know. If he has not told us, we wouldn't have known this at all actually. No one would have known what has happened. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa he was seeing Kali everywhere. All that just, seeing mother. He's seeing her as mother everywhere. He's totally caught up. He's stuck there. And this guru, Totapuri, comes. That's the beauty. Totapuri comes to see Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Strictly speaking, he is not coming, but at the same time, he comes to near vicinity of him and he is standing there. And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa goes to him and seeks guidance. Please help me to get out. He says, look here, I don't have time to waste with people like you. Totapuri is saying that to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Imagine if we were to be there. We don't have to worry about it because we will never meet in our life. One of my colleague was asking me, hey, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, if that man says that, what he would tell us? I said, that problem will not have because we will never meet him. Even if we meet, we will not even recognize. See, we won't even recognize who that person is. Something like that. So, the greatness of those people will not be known to us. Because Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is so high in his state, he is able to recognize Totapuri. He goes. And Totapuri says, I'll help you. Yes. Sit. And the moment he sits and closes his eyes, he's stuck in the appearance of Kali. He just have to close his eyes. That's all. Nothing needs to be done. There's no need for anything spectacular. There's nothing. All that Ramakrishna wants has to do is just close his eyes. He closes his eyes. What he sees is Kali. He says, you are too involved. You are not fit for realization. He starts criticizing. He says, okay, now how am I to transcend her? Okay, what you do is close your eyes. When Kali appears at the right moment, what I will do is I will cut, I'll make a cut on your forehead. Okay, I'll take one knife and cut on your forehead. That is the signal I'm giving you. The moment I give that signal, you have to cut that Kali, he says. Chop that Kali's head off. Then what will happen? You will transcend and merge with Brahman. Yes, okay. He sat. And Totapuri made the cut also. And after some time, Ramakrishna opens his eyes full of tears. How can I do that? How can I chop the head of my mother, Kali? No, not possible. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. Totapuri gives one whack to him and says, you are waste. I told you, you waste my time. This is what I told you. You are not fit. You will waste my time. Ramakrishna says, no, help me again. Again he says. So he says, this is the last time. Okay? This. And Ramakrishna goes and sits. And just about to close his eyes, he asks one clarification. Sir, I have one doubt. Yes. What now? Now you will cut me with the knife in your hands. Now what is a knife I have to use? Where is a sword for me to cut the head of Kali? Brilliant question. And an amazing reply from Totapuri. He says, Kali has many hands, no? Yes. In the hands she has many weapons, right? Yes. She has one knife, sword, no, in her hand. Take that and cut. Borrow that, sword from Kali and chop her head off. It's amazing to read it. How many times, you would have read that portion. See, this is where the beauty is. These things, you should read with like-minded people. That is why we study together. Why we study is supposed to be studied as, physically you sit with a person and you read it and cherish it and pause. It cannot be like, a formal class. Okay, now what is this? No, already it is 40 minutes now. I need to cover the book now. Close the text. Explain. Okay, now where are we? Now we are in Savikalpa Samadhi. Yeah? Okay, finish the Savikalpa Samadhi and move to the next topic. Next topic. We lost the whole beauty of this knowledge. The best part is to have, that's what we call a satsang. Just to have the satsang. For long distance call satsanga not possible. Satsanga is to live, the person and read. And you should, when you get inspired, you should be able to stay with that inspiration for a period of time. There are things we have been to, reading, and we're talking about the same thing for about weeks. Actually, same thing. Same thing in the sense, literally same thing. It's not that, same thing from different angles. No. It's literally same thing we keep repeating. Even the words also. Same words. Beauty. It's Ashcharya. And what sentiments and what is that state? And then Ramakrishna merges with that, and later on he is recollecting that and telling us. This is a recollection of, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He recollects and informs us. Otherwise, you wouldn't have known, because all these things happened in the forest. So where there's only Totapuri and Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, no one else were there. He says how that experience was, what that experience was. The nirvikalpa samadhi, where you merge and there is no division, there is dissolving. There is no more division. There is no experiencer experienced. I am experiencing God. There is no such thing. That is nirvikalpa. Savikalpa samadhi is where you see God everywhere and you see yourself as part of God. So there are two stages that happens. First step is you see God everywhere. Dvaita. Then God is everywhere. You see yourself as part of the God. That is vashishtha advaita. Then comes the next step, where you transcend that intrinsic illusion also, is where you become God. You merge with it. There it is advaita. So this three, it's coming later. We'll deal at that time, looking more in detail. Those at that time depends on how we have the time and all that. But basically, what you need to understand is this: savikalpa samadhi is a state where you not only understand intellectually God is everywhere, you actually see everything as God. See, you see everything as God. That is the first stage. Second stage is you see yourself as part of that God. Even then it is not complete. Even then there is a division. Even then there is a vikalpa. Therefore we call it as savikalpa samadhi. The third stage is where recognizing that you are Brahman, you are God, you are divinity, is called nirvikalpa samadhi. This is the third stage. Now, nirvikalpa samadhi is where there is no division. Now, 2 points you need to remember. One is you have the possibility of entry and exit in savikalpa samadhi. You get into savikalpa samadhi, you can come out of savikalpa samadhi vision. Possible. In nirvikalpa samadhi, there is no exit, there is only entrance. You get into nirvikalpa, you are lost in that nirvikalpa. There is no way that you can come out of that nirvikalpa samadhi. Permanently dissolved. Now here it is totally not dissolved. You enter into it, you experience it so long as you are in that state. Once you open your eyes, it's lost. You are back to. But don't say you are back to samsara, illusion. No. You are back to in the sense you are not able to get dissolved in that. That's the meaning of it. Don't think, when you are coming back means, you are coming back to normalcy. That means it is not samadhi. that is referred to as trance. See, you go in, come out, you are a normal person. Before entry, you are a normal being. Like you would have seen, no, people getting that trance. You know, they keep jumping and dancing, crying, and do all sorts of things. Before that, he is a normal person. You know, we had a person in our own, in my, close family. Neighboring village, they used to treat her as mother only. Amman personified she was for those people. They all thought, she is a... Fortunately, it didn't become a cult. Fortunately or unfortunately, we don't know, but otherwise she would have become, where there's no one who, all those people who fell for her are all like, this one. What is interesting was, everything about her is normal. Till she walks into that temple. Till she goes into the temple and she will see the deity. The moment she gets the vision of that deity there, suddenly she changes. And then she will faint. After fainting, she wakes up. Now she again sees the deity. Nothing happens. Right? Fortunately, that lady understood. And she stopped it. She said, nothing doing, get out, she said. All these fellows, I am one mad, you people are another mad fellows. And she stopped all those things now. Within a few years now, she has stopped all that. I'm talking about ages back. About at least a decade back, I would say. The neighboring village now would, if she comes outside that house, everyone will fall at her feet. Without touching her feet, nobody will go. Like that it was. What is that? That is not savikalpa samadhi, please. That is called a trance. See, that is a frenzy you go into, where you lose yourself. You don't see divinity there. You lose yourself. That's all. Losing yourself is not spiritual. Remember, if losing yourself is spiritual, then that's what a lot of people try that also. Induced. You can get into that induced. You can lose yourself in that inducement. It can be induced through a music. It can be induced through a drug. It can be induced through anything. Anything can trigger that. But it is induced. Remember, that is not savikalpa samadhi. Savikalpa samadhi is a person who has transcended. What is that he has transcended? He has transcended vikshepa. What is vikshepa? Agitation. What is agitation? Now, all your desires, your weaknesses, your insecurities, your fear, your attachments, all that kalmisha, all that is gone. That is the first step. Preliminary step is that. In Vedanta, this is not final. That is the preparatory step. Preparation is no agitated life. When you live a life of no disturbance and no agitation, you are qualified for religion. Now, we all think spirituality and religion is for that purpose. No, it says preparation, that is. It's like you pass your NEET exam. It's a qualification for you to study MBBS, MD. Now, that passing that itself doesn't qualify you to become a doctor, please. It is a basic qualification needed for you to study MBBS. Same way, this vikshepa disturbances are not there at all in them. So peaceful, so poised, so matured, so collected they are. Such personalities where the one who will be able to see God every day. Then what happens? They will see that God, but then how that is helping is what we study. Fortunately, we are studying this also parallelly now. We are studying this 10th chapter, 10th and 11th chapter we are studying. Now 10th chapter, 11th chapter, he starts giving that vibhuti, immanence and transcendence of God is explained there. Analytical and pictorial representation. Both are given in the 10th and 11th chapter. What is that doing, sir? That is what is converting all that various things that I'm seeing. What is that I'm seeing? We are seeing various nama rupa. All that nama rupa gets converted into one nama and rupa. All rupas are his rupa, all namas are his nama, or her nama, its nama, whatever you call it. Right. Here it is a personal deity, personal God. Depends on what I conceive it as. If my Ishta Devata is Krishna, I will see everything as Krishna. This is what Mirabai said. Mirabai, so devoted she was. She was having great reverence and respect to the gurus. So she heard that one guru has come to the temple. So she runs to seek his blessings. And the moment, they saw Mirabai coming, the guru ordered his disciples to close the door. Hey, close the door. And she was standing outside and she was crying. She says, I wanted to seek your blessings. I want to touch your feet and get your blessings. And why do you close the door? And the guru from the other side says, you know that no, I don't meet any women. I don't see women. And Mirabai started crying more now. Not feminism. Don't immediately say, oh, Mirabai herself started, don't start. Okay. She started crying even more. He said, and she was crying more. The guru from the other side said, Ma, whatever you cry, I will not see you. Because you are a woman. I will not see women. Mirabai said, then you must be thinking yourself to be a male, no? I thought there is only one male in the universe, that is Krishna. If you consider yourself to be male, man, then you must be Krishna. And all this lifetime, I am waiting to meet you only. And if you say no, then what will I do? And she sings a song. The door opens. The guru fell at her feet. Thanks for opening my eyes, he says. Amazing. He says, you think yourself to be man? There can be only one man in this world, as far as Mirabai is concerned. She is telling the same thing to her husband also. Rana Pratap also, she says the same thing. You are not a man. Imagine the wife says, I don't think you are a man. How insulting it would be for that. And he understands. Why not? She sees everything in this world as feminine because her bhakti bhavana is that. See, her bhakti bhavana is that of a beloved. See, Akrura had a different bhakti bhavana. Right? Arjuna had a different bhakti bhavana. Hanuman had a different bhakti bhavana. Now each one had a different bhavana. Mirabai had a particular bhavana. With that bhavana, what has happened? She brought everything, all the different things in the world that can exist. Everything got amalgamated into one form. Everything is Krishna. And he is my beloved. I am his beloved. That's all. I am wanting to meet him. I want to see him. I want to merge with him. I want to unite with him. Is the only idea of hers. Surdas had a different one, relationship. Same Krishna. See, each one were able to conceive that disciplining, that practice helps those people. That is called as bhakti yoga, with which they are able to convert all the various nama rupas into one nama, one rupa. Or they see all these various nama rupas as expression of that one. So they see what? They see only that. Wherever you go, they see only this. Like anything you come and show, that guy will say, this is not a pot, this is a clay. Clay, clay, clay. You see, he sees clay in every pot. Various pots are there. But his perception is only that of a clay. But again, there is a division there. What is the division? There is a perceiver and a perceived. That division still exists. There is a seer and the seen. The seer is different. The seen is different. For us, the seen is various nama rupas, various spots. For him or for her, it is one clay. All nama rupas are manifestations or expressions of that one divinity. How that can be done is the practice of bhakti. That is what we study in the chapter 10 and 11 and 12. 10, 11, 12. What we study there is this, is bhakti. So through bhakti, what happens? You come to savikalpa samadhi. So in savikalpa samadhi, you enter, exit. You see and you don't see. You see and you don't see. You see God everywhere. Suddenly he disappears also for those people. They cry like gopis. Krishna is there. Suddenly he disappeared. He disappears. So there is an appearance and there is a disappearance. There is an appearance and there is a disappearance. When he sees God, he is happy. When he is not seeing God, he is agitated. For us, it's the other way around. Right. When we see God, we get agitated. Right. When you are not seeing God, there is no problem. Everything is fine. No, for us. For him, that is the problem. He wants to see God in your presence always. I have to go on looking at you. Now I go to Vaikunta. What you will be doing in Vaikunta? Narayana will be there. You will be sitting there. Keep on looking at him. How long? You will never get bored. You say. You can go on looking at him. You will not get bored. You will never get bored with it. Now we wonder, how is it possible? No, sir. We can't experience that at all. In our experience, if you repeat something, you get bored. Like some of you will say, sir, finish, illusions. We'll move to the next topic. Repeating, say, will not get bored. Why? That is called identification. That is called love. That is called that bhavana, bhakti bhavana. Devotion is what? Identification with the higher is called devotion. Identification with the lower is called love. It is the same bhavana only. Identification is the basic point. With the higher you identify, it's called devotion. With the lower you identify, it is called love. That's all. The same way here. You get over this illusion in 2 stages. And to make it complex, I made it to 3 stages. And now, first stage, you get over vikshepa, agitation. Second stage, you get over superimposition. These 2 stages, when you cross, you have come to savikalpa samadhi. Then, with the knowledge of Vedanta, with this knowledge, you transcend the duality also between the seer and the seen. The seer merges with the seen, dissolves in the divinity. When he dissolves in the divinity, that is where you have transcended intrinsic illusion also. Avarana also transcended. So you transcend avarana and you transcend vikshepa. Both you get transcended. When you transcend these 2, that is this. And Vedanta takes you to that complete realization. All other systems bring you right up to savikalpa samadhi, or even stop much before that also. That is also there. But the highest that you can come to with other systems is bring you right up to savikalpa samadhi and leave there. And they don't know what to do after that. It is Vedanta alone helps you to transcend that. That is the Upanishadic portion. That's why all the Upanishadic students were already in that state of savikalpa samadhi. Upanishadic student is in savikalpa samadhi. And Guru is in nirvikalpa samadhi. So he is caught up in that. That's why they ask some weird questions a lot. What is that knowledge, knowing which I will know everything? Right? How is that possible? If you study chemistry, you know chemistry. That's all. How can you know carpentry? Mechanical engineering. What will you know about mechanics? I know, sir, I am a great software engineer. You are a great software engineer, correct. But if there is something wrong with the car, what will you do? With that knowledge, can you? No. There is no such thing possible, sir. But the question itself, the student asks is, what is that knowledge, knowing which I will know everything to be known? Oh, we don't even understand what he is asking. Why? Because he is in a different state, different languaging, different state, different meaning to the words that they utter. That to understand and give an answer to that is where Vedanta comes. It says, you can follow any other system. I don't mind. Finally, you have to come to, if you have to transcend nirvikalpa samadhi, you have to come here. There is no other source. All other systems will not be able to help you to transcend. So therefore, Vedanta is a complete knowledge, we say. It is complete. It helps you to transcend. How the transcendence happens? 2 stages it happens. First stage is savikalpa samadhi. Next stage is nirvikalpa samadhi. Now, where is the clue? The clue is, the key is in the illusion itself. What is in that illusion that gives us the power of subtle intellect, which comes as part of projection? It is part of it. It is part and parcel of human personality. When you study human personality, there is body, there is mind, there is intellect. Say, all that is projection of what? Comes from illusion only. Right? If it is totally illusion alone, 100% illusion, no way you can transcend illusion. Like we say, if your original nature itself is incompleteness, then you will be comfortable with incompleteness, no? Isn't it? Then completeness becomes a source of agitation to you. Why? Your original nature is incomplete. Isn't it? Now, the fact that we are not comfortable with incompleteness and we are striving towards completion is the proof that our real nature is complete. Isn't it? Same way, you see, if you are totally illusion alone there is no possibility for getting over it. If you have that full vision, even then there is no possibility of illusion there. You see that? If you had that power of your discriminative power were to be complete, fully functional, like in the case of that boy, if his eyesight is so clear, so perfect, you say somebody was telling me that with the proper eyesight of human being, we will be able to see about 20 kilometers. If you keep a gooseberry, I can see a fly sitting on that gooseberry. If everything is clear means. I said, chance illa. Why? Because in the examination hall, 6 feet away, that fellow sitting and writing a paper. I'm not able to see his paper and copy. What are we talking? Like that. If it is so perfect, no illusion possibility. If illusion is complete, no transcendence possibility. You're all with me? If reality is complete, that is what we studied earlier as Maya. You say, what is this Maya? You can't describe what is it. You say, it's a peculiar situation where illusion is also not complete 100%, nor reality 100%. If real is so intact, no scope for illusion. If illusion is so intact, so complete, transcendence impossible. Transcendence impossible in the sense, even conceiving a possibility of transcendence becomes impossible. Remember that. I'm not talking about actual transcendence. Even conceiving transcendence will be impossible if that is complete. Now, where are we standing? Now, we are standing in between. Since we are standing in between, what is it? There is illusion. Also, the fact that we are in illusion is the scope for us to transcend illusion. எனக்கு புரியல. Something will say. Fascinating idea. Where you start is, ask this fundamental question. Okay, now I am studying illusions. If illusions I am studying, for what I am studying illusions? Only with the idea of transcending it. If transcendence is possible or not possible, that is the next topic he is coming to. I'm just giving introduction to the next topic. See, the why heed illusion is the topic we have. Why do you have to listen to it? What is the possibility there? Vedanta says it is possible. On what basis? What is the logic for it? The logic is, go back to the same example and then come and study this. He's giving example only. He's not giving the logic. He's giving example and escaping. Logic we have to derive. The logic is this first. The logic is, sir, if transcendence is possible, how I am able to conceive the possibility of transcendence is part and parcel of illusion itself. It comes along with illusion. How, if illusion is so complete, if it is so real, no scope. If reality is complete, then no scope for illusion itself. We say, no, no, no. That is why in the first statement itself, we say, in a twilight, the boy mistakes the rope as snake. So what does it say? There is a condition. There is a conduciveness outside, and also the boy has the capacity to see. Another catch. The catch is the capacity to see. If there is no capacity to see, there is no. What is the capacity to see here? Here it is called as buddhi, intellect. Our intellect has the capacity to see, but it is not powerful enough to see the reality. Nor it is totally blinded. So there is a scope for us. Since we have that scope, Vedanta gives us the knowledge with which you can strengthen your buddhi, with which your ability to penetrate and see grows. If God is everywhere and everything, and if is there a possibility for me to sit separate from Him? No. Therefore, what has to be? I have to be one with God. After merging, is there a possibility for me to claim an independent existence? Not possible. Otherwise, there is no merger itself. So long as there is no merger, so long as there is a division, there is always a possibility of incompleteness, because we never accept division. We are never comfortable with division. I always want to strive to become one with it. So when I'm striving to become one with it, always what is that? How much of oneness is enough for you? No, the union has to be so complete. So complete, so complete. There should not be any gap. That's why they give the example of a lovers. A beloved meeting the lover. So he is meeting his beloved. At what point? At no point he gets satisfied. And he has merged. That oneness is never felt as complete. The temporary feeling of oneness is there. Before you realize, it disappears. Before you realize, it disappears. And you want it again and again and again. Why? Because your essential being is one. So no division will be accepted. Even the division of God and the devotee, division also cannot be accepted. Can I say that I am part of God? That also will not be accepted. You will not be satisfied with it. Why there is no satisfaction? That is where Vedanta comes and says you have to cross the next illusion also. That is intrinsic illusion. When you transcend that intrinsic illusion, you are in nirvikalpa samadhi. In nirvikalpa samadhi, you enter, you don't exit. That's it. See you in the next class.